creak in the floorboard, a whisper in the wall, a shadow in the mirror. It twists and it calls. The clock keeps on ticking, but the hands don't move. And I sit here laughing, got nothing to prove. I'm losing my mind, and it's fine, it's fine. The world spins slower and the stars misalign. No more change, no more grind. I'm losing my mind, and I'm glad it's mine. I see colors in the black and faces in the air. The wind sings a hymn only I can hear. The ground feels softer, like it's pulling me in. A vacation from reason where I've never been. Let the road grow wild, let the sky turn red. I'm dancing with the echoes that live in my head. I'm losing my mind, and it's fine, it's fine. The wolves howl closer, the sun won't shine. No more rules, no straight line. I'm losing my mind, and I'm glad it's mine. They'll say I've gone crazy, they'll say I've gone wrong, but this madness feels like where I belong. It's a one-way ticket, no coming back, and I'm riding it straight down the crooked track. Like a blade in the night, shadows stretch long, swallowing the light. I hear the wind, it whispers my name. A voice from the dark, calling my shame. Runs black, no stars in the sky. No matter the road, I can't say goodbye. You can run, you can pray, you can bury the pain, but you can't hide from the devil. He'll find you again. The sins of your soul, they leave a stain. You can't hide from the devil. He'll find you again. at the dawn. A preacher's old hymn feels hollow and wrong. The church bell tolls, but it don't bring peace. The weight on my chest just won't release. The forest stands still, like it's holding its breath. Each step that I take feels closer to death. You can run, you can pray, you can bury the pain, but you can't hide from the devil. He'll find you again. The sins of your soul, they leave a stain. You can't hide from the devil. He'll find you again. I was born where the gravel cuts your feet, raised by wolves in the southern heat. Daddy's fists were harder than stone. Mama prayed, but I walked alone. I'm rough as a cob, mean as a stone, hands like leather, heart well worn. You don't cross me, not for a day. I'm the toughest man you'll find anywhere. Whiskey burns like my temper's fire, brawls in the dark, I never tire. Knuckles split, but I never break. A man like me's got pride at stake. The wind don't scare me, the rain don't weep. I'm the shadow that don't lose sleep. I'm rough as a cow, mean as a stone, hands like leather, heart well worn. You don't cross me, not for a day. I'm the toughest man you'll find anywhere. Devil knows me, we've shared a dream. We've danced on the edge, right on the brink. I've buried my ghosts, I've buried my sins, but I'll bury you too, if it begins. I'm rough as a cob, mean as a stone, hands like leather, heart well worn. You don't cross me, not for a day. I'm the toughest man you'll find anywhere. aglow, a silver side, cutting shadows through the night. The pines, they whisper, creak and moan, like they know I walk alone. Each step I take, the gravel weeds for a man with his soul to keep. Oh Lord, what's left of me? A hollow heart, a twisted tree. I pray down on my knees, my soul to keep. Oh, set me free. The river runs cold and black, a mirror for the things I lack. My sins float heavy in the tide, no place for them, no place to hide. I toss a stone, the ripples leave, a restless man with his soul to keep. The stars don't shine, the wind won't sing, the silence wraps round everything. Oh Lord, what's left of me? A hollow heart, a twisted tree. I pray down on my knees, my soul to keep. Oh, set me free. Out its cry, a dirge, a warning from the unseen verge. The earth feels soft beneath my heel, like it knows what I conceal. The wind cuts low through the hollow tonight. A wolf cries out in the pale moonlight. The ground feels colder, the sky hangs low, and the stars won't tell me what they know. Is it the stillness? Or is it the fall? I can't hear the answer, just the echoes call. If this is the end, let it take me slow. Let me feel every shadow, every undertow. If this is the end, don't let me pretend I'll meet it head on. If this is the end, the barn door swings like a ghost on a chain. Rust in the air, the smell of old rain. Footsteps behind me, or maybe my mind, a truth too sharp for the dark to unwind. I hear it whisper, the creak of the pines, a voice in the silence, it's crossing the lines. If this is the end, let it carve me deep, like the rivers that run where the willows weep. If this is the end, don't let it this is the end. There's dust on the saddle and rust on my spurs. The fire's gone cold and the night barely stirs. The moon hangs heavy like it knows my pain. It's been riding with me through the lonesome plain. I gave her my heart, but she let it go like a tumbleweed caught in the wind's cruel flow. Now I'm chasing shadows where the wild winds blow. Dust on the saddle, nowhere to go. Her voice was a creek, soft under the pines. Her touch was a whiskey, smooth over time. But love's a wild horse, you can't always tame. It bucks and it runs, leaving sorrow and blame. The prairie don't answer, it just stretches wide. No room for comfort, just a place to hide. I gave her my heart, but she let it go like a tumbleweed caught in the wind's cruel flow. Now I'm chasing shadows where the wild winds blow. Dust on the saddle, and nowhere to go. The stars don't whisper, they just watch me roam. A drifter, a sky far away from home. The coyotes howl, but they don't know my name. I'm just another rider, lost to the game. I gave her my heart, but she let it go like a tumbleweed caught in a wind's cruel flow. Now I'm chasing shadows where the wild winds blow. Dust on the saddle, and nowhere to go. Red clay road at sundown, dust like incense in the air. Old church leaning sideways, cross half buried there. I kicked that crooked door and found a hymn book on the floor. There he sat in Mama's pew, boots up on the rail. Hat brim hit his red eye, smelled like sulfur smoking ale. He said, boy, you came back broken, I've been minding what you swore. I made a red clay coven, blood and whiskey in my hand. Said I'd sell my soul for mercy, he just laughed and shook my hand. Now every step sinks deeper in this dirt that knows my name. In that red clay covenant with the devil I can't outrun or tame. Pour rye in the communion cup, called it heaven's proof. Said drink up all your sorrow, son, I'll staple shut the truth. I saw Daddy hanging from that same old sycamore. Is it God that keeps me crawling? Is it the devil makes me sing? Or just the weight of all my choices like rust on a wedding ring? I made a red clay coven, blood and whiskey in my hand. Signed it on a cracked hymn cover, he just grinned and took his stand. Now every night grows longer and the dawn won't say my name. In this red clay covenant, the devil walks beside me just the same. White steepled church at the edge of the pines, burned down in the winter of '89. 20 souls gone in the smoke and flame, but their voices stay whispering names. They built it back with hammer and hymn, but no one prays when the daylight dim, and strangers swear at the close of dusk they hear a choir rise through ash and dust. Ashes on the baptism floor, hymns drifting through a locked oak door. Can't see the shadows singing there, but the fire left something in the air. Ashes on the baptism floor. Preacher keeps key in a pocket worn thin, says he ain't stepped inside since the night of sin. But the bell rings out when the clock strikes 3, and nobody's touched that road but the sea of the unseen. Ashes on the baptism floor, hymns drifting through a locked oak door. Can't see the shadows singing there, but the fire left something in the air. Ashes on the baptism floor. that chapel in the fall and hear the saints begin to call. Just keep your feet on the road once more. Leave the ashes on the baptism floor. The church bell echoes through the pines, her name etched deep in a crooked line. The ground is cold, the stars don't shine. I lay here where she sleeps, beneath the cold moonlight. I stay close to her, though she's far away. The earth may hold her, but my heart won't stray. Beneath the cold moonlight, I pray. The wind hums low, mourn for him. The cedar whispers her name again, and I press my ear to the ground so thin, hoping to hear her breathe. They call me mad, say it's not right, but she's my dawn, my endless night. Beneath the cold moonlight, I stay close to her, though she's far away. The earth may hold her, but my heart won't stray. Beneath the cold moonlight, I pray. Headstone weeps with moss and rain, but it can't drown my boundless pain. I'd trade my soul, my very name, to hold her hand once more. There's a shadow on the hillside, long and lean. A wolf's cry rides the wind, sharp and mean. The ground's been stained where the thistles grow. A warning carved in the bark says what you need to know. The air is heavy, the moon won't shine. Cross this line, you'll pay in time. Back off, don't tread where you don't belong. This road ain't yours and you don't look strong. The river runs red and the crows all squawk. Take my word, boy, back off. Creaks with a mournful moan. rust on the hinges, chills to the bone. The whiskey's gone, but the fire still burns. A lesson's been waiting, and it's your turn. The dogs are howling, the night's grown cold. Trespass here and you won't grow old. Back off, don't tread where you don't belong. This road ain't yours and you don't look strong. The river runs red and the crows all squawk. Take my word, boy, back off. The screen door creaks, the porch lies dim, whiskey on the table and the shadows swim. A single chair at the kitchen wall. It's too quiet here, too quiet to call. The clock keeps ticking, loud in the night. The stars don't shine, they've given up their light. All by myself, with the ghost of this place. The wind's got a voice, but it don't have a face. The bed's too big and the silence swells. I'm drowning here, all by myself. Hard with time, the field's gone fallow, the dust won't lie. A pair of boots by the back door stool, but they won't walk, they're missing their truth. The moon's a sliver, cutting through the black, but no light it gives will bring you back. Myself, with the ghost of this place. The wind's got a voice, but it don't have a face. The bed's too big and the silence swells. I'm drowning here, all by myself. Barn door creaks, it's hanging on rust. Field's gone to weeds, all buried in dust. The porch light's busted, don't shine like before. But out here alone, it don't matter no more. It don't matter, no, it don't matter when the river's dry shore. And out here alone, it don't matter no more. The hound won't howl, just lays on the floor. The wind's got a whisper that cuts to the core. The clock stopped ticking, it froze on 04. Time standing still, but it don't matter no more. Ashes on the mantle, a lonesome flame. The silence keeps calling, calling my name. It don't matter, no, it don't matter when the river's dry and the bottle's shattered. Things we built, they've washed to the shore. And out here alone, it don't matter no more. I've buried the dreams, I buried the pain, left them to rot in the cold autumn rain. The ghosts in the mirror, they're hard to ignore, but even they know it don't matter no more.
As coal, it swallows secrets whole. A preacher's hymn, a sinner's cry, both get lost beneath the sky. I stand here trembling on the bank, watching waters pull and yank. Troubled waters deep and wide, carry my sins nowhere to hide. Oh, troubled waters, cold and cruel, you take the wise, you take the fool. Branches lean over shadows I've never seen. A rusted cross, a sunken boat, ghosts of stories that never flow. I toss a stone, it sinks like lead, just like the words I should have said. Troubled waters deep and wide, carry my sins nowhere to hide. Oh, troubled waters, cold and cruel, you take the wise, you take the fool. They say the water cleanses all, but it heard my name and it let me fall. The moon is a witness, pale and thin. It knows where I've been, it knows my sin. Troubled waters, deep and wide, carry my sins nowhere to hide. Oh, troubled waters, cold and cruel. You take the wise, you take the fool.
The river's wide, black as coal. Moonlight cuts a jagged hole. A shadow moves, I hold my breath. This ain't a place to bargain with death. The wind whispers secrets, low and deep. What you sow, boy, you're bound to reap. Troubled water pulling me down. Every sin I've carried's gonna see me drown. No bridge to cross, no boat in sight, just troubled waters in the dead of the night. Footsteps echo, gravel and grit. The weight of choices I can't forget. A bottle breaks, a scream takes flight. This is where the wrong meets the right. The banks of Mare, cracked and cold, shows a man who's lost his soul. Troubled waters pulling me down. Every sin I've carried's gonna see me drown. No bridge to cross, no boat in sight, just troubled waters in the dead of night. There's a freight line humming through the valley tonight, and shaking my window like a preacher in a fight. And every steel on steel cry that iron beast sounds like freedom begging for a runaway release. My boots are by the door, but my heart's half gone, drifting down the tracks to where the west winds roam. I told myself I'd settle, but that promise was thin, 'cause I hear that lonesome whistle pulling me again. When that old train calls my name, I can feel that wild blood rising. Ain't no town, no love can tame what a freight line keeps rising, finding. Lord, I try, but it's all the same. I'm gone when that old train calls my name.
begged me last night, honey, please stay home. But her voice got quiet beneath that whistle's moan. There's a place in her heart I'll always belong, but the rails sing louder than any love song. Maybe one day I'll outrun this need, trade the wandering life for a little peace, but not tonight, 'cause that midnight ride is already in my veins. When that old train calls my name, I can feel that wild blood rising. Ain't no town nor love can tame what a free line keeps rising, finding. Lord, I try, but it's all the same. I'm gone when that old train calls my name. Smoke in the distance, moon riding low. I take one last look, then I rise, then I go. Some men chase dreams, some chase fame. Me, I follow wherever that old train calls my name.
He rides through dust, past a dying sun, a patched up jacket, a loaded gun. His shadow long, his name unclear, a hero to some, a villain to fear. They say in sundown he saved a child from a burning barn, but in Iron Creek, well, they still curse his name. The man they recall, the man they forget, his trail ain't straight, his debts ain't met. Truth's just a ghost, a name in the dust. In one town, he's a preacher's light. In the next, he's a spark of a bloody fight. A gambler's luck, a drifter's tread, 100 stories where none are said. Every mile, a new disguise, a whisper born, a legend dies. The man they recall, the man they forget, his trail ain't straight, his debts ain't met. Just a ghost, a name in the dust. clock ticks slow, but the night won't wait. Chains rattle like ghosts at the gate. The steel tray's cold, it don't care for a man, and just holds the weight of his final plan. I stare at the list, it stares back at me. Choices ain't freedom when you're bound to be free. What do you savor when time's running thin? Do you taste redemption or the weight of your sin? A plate full of memories, bitter and sweet. The Last Supper's a burden no man wants to eat. Mama's cornbread, golden and warm, smell like a Sunday before the storm. Daddy's whiskey burned like truth untold. A bite of both might warm the cold. But the past ain't food, it's a shadowed face, a hunger for mercy in an empty space. Do I feast on the past or swallow the pain? Each bite feels like thunder before the rain. What do you savor when time's running thin? Do you taste redemption or the weight of your sin? A plate full of memories, bitter and sweet. The Last Supper's a burden no man wants to eat. I hear the footsteps, they're coming near. Him in the hallway, sharp and clear. The warden asked softly, what'll it be? But I'm choking on choices, can't set them free.
Sun setting low, bleeding red through the sky. A shadow on my shoulder, a debt I can't deny. The dust coats my boots like sins I can't outrun. But I ain't done yet, no, I ain't done. One last ride through the devil's haze, one promise kept in my dying days. The road's been cruel, the trail's been wide, but I owe this to him, my last ride. His voice still lingers, though he's been gone. Don't let it slip, brother, don't leave it. I see his face flicker of the fire, a ghost of my youth, a man I admired. Ain't no heaven waiting, no angel singing clear, but I walk through hell just to make it right here. One last ride through the devil's hate, one promise kept in my dying day. The road's been cruel, the trail's been wide, but I owe this to him, my last ride. Like a memory in my hand, I'm an outlaw by trade, but tonight I'm just a man. The stars won't judge, they just blink and fade. But this road ends where the promise was made.
That sun was barely stretching past the cottonwood trees when she stood on the porch with her arms round her knees. She said, baby, you ain't leaving, not this time, not again. But a rambling man don't answer to the where or the when. I kissed her like a sinner, begging mercy before dawn. Felt her tremble like she knew that I'd be gone. My saddle creaked a warning as I swung up to ride, and that look in her eyes cut me deeper than my pride. Ain't no chains on a rambler's soul, Lord knows I tried to let her hold me, but some men got fire where their heart should be, and it burns every bridge behind them slowly. I loved her more than I'll ever show, but ain't no chains on a rambler's soul. Miles later, sunset carved the desert in red, and every thought I had was a word she'd left unsaid. I could turn back short, but it ain't in my bones. A man like me was born to walk this world alone. Maybe someday I'll circle back around if the wind ever offers me a place to settle down. But until then, that woman's loving haunts me whole, 'cause the one thing I could never give was control. Ain't no chains on a rambler's soul, Lord knows I tried to let her hold me, but some men got fire where their heart should be, and it burns every bridge behind them slowly. I loved her more than I'll ever show, but ain't no chains on a rambler's soul.
keeps pulling and I keep going, 'cause ain't no change. No, ain't no change on a Rambler soul.
Got an old hound dog in a one-room place, half-paid truck with a dent face. Got yesterday's shirt on a payment plan. I'm a complicated sinner, but a simple man. I'm a simple man with a callous heart. Do the best I can, and I play my part. Got a tattooed prayer on my right hand. I break, I bend. I'm a simple man. My old man drank, so I learned that taste. I also learned early what a life can waste. So I cash my checks, then I hide that cane, my daddy's reflection, and a better man. I'm a simple man with a calloused heart. Do the best I can, and I play my part. Got a tattooed prayer on my right hand. I break, I bend. I'm a simple man. I don't need much, mean what I said. A little cool water to go with my bread. If I die tonight, bury me in this land. Boots on, hat off, just a simple man. I'm a simple man with a calloused heart. Do the best I can, and I play my part. Got a tattooed prayer on my right hand. I break, I bend. I'm a simple man.
My dad once said, "Son, sit down a minute. Have yourself a coffee or something stronger." He tried to teach me something. Some lessons cost more than money. This one left a scar. She rolled in at sunrise, bare feet on county road, hair blowing like trouble. Lord, how that woman glowed. She smiled like an angel, but her stare never blinked. And I knew right then she'd leave you on the brink. She ain't for you. No, she ain't for you. Her love don't settle nowhere, it just passes through. She'll swear she's staying, then vanish by noon. Son, hear me now, she ain't for you. She wears her sins like perfume, sweet until it turns. Sunday morning pretty, but she don't stay for church. She talks about forever like it's something she tried.
but the moon knows better. You will too if you survive. She ain't for you. No, she ain't for you. She'll hold you close while she's cutting you loose. She'll sell you a dream, then change the truth. Son, do yourself a favor, she ain't for you. I've watched men gamble with their wedding rings, trade away the good years for a stupid late night fling. She don't steal wallets, she takes away your will, leaves you standing lonesome, paying all her bills. The river don't make promises, it just runs its line. A wild horse don't apologize for leaving you behind. Some hearts are homes, some are just doors, and hers don't never close, they just keep on stirring up storms. She ain't for you. No, she ain't for you. Her heart's a highway with no follow through. She'll whisper your name like it's something she knew. Son, she ain't for you.
You'll ignore this. Boys always do. But when the dust settles and she's long gone, don't say nobody warned you. They tell you a man's supposed to be tough. Hands like leather, heart locked up tight. But nobody ever tells you what to do, man. The strongest thing left in the room is the woman who brought you into it. And she's slipping away.
Hospital light buzz like a tired old fly, curtain half drawn midnight sky. Her breath came short, then drifted slow, like a porch swing barely rocking anymore. I held her hand, felt it go cold, still warm enough to keep my soul. She smiled once, couldn't hardly see, said, baby, don't you cry for me. But my tears fell down like summer rain on a face that carried every pain, every scraped knee, every prayer, every mile. I didn't know she was there. I tried to be strong, Lord knows I tried, but a grown man breaks when his mama dies. Yeah, the world went quiet, the clock stood still as my tears fell on her, and always will. She smelled like home and ivory soap, faded perfume and stubborn hope. Her voice was thin, but it cut me deep, said, promise me you'll learn to sleep. I said, Mama, I'm right here. She said, I know, baby, I ain't fear. Her last breath hit me like a loaded gun, then the room knew she was gone. And my tears fell down like summer rain on a face that carried every pain, every hard year, every
Sun came up on a different world. Nurse closed her eyes, fixed her curls. I kissed her cheek, whispered low, "You did good, mama, you can go."
Walked outside, couldn't catch my breath. Air tasted like life and death. Some things you carry, some you kill. That night taught me the difference still. Yeah, my tears fell down like summer rain on a face that carried every pain. Every prayer she never said, every word she kept instead. I ain't ashamed of the way I cried. I learned what strength is that night. If love's a measure of a man's will, then my tears fell right
where they should have fell. Funny thing about tears, they don't make you weak. They remind you who loved you first. And if I ever get to heaven, I reckon she'll wipe my face and say, "It's all right now, baby. You can rest."
Out in the pines where the shadows stretch along, Jed Parker walks, humming his song. A rifle slung, a knife by his side. He's been hunted before, and he's learned how to hide. The outlaws think they're leading the chase, but Jed's in control, setting the pace. Jed Parker's trail ain't what it seems. It twists and it turns like outlaw dreams. You think you're close, but you're far behind. 'Cause he's the hunter and you're blind. Jed Parker's trail, it cuts so deep through mountain winds and canyons sweet. They whisper his name in the saloon's low light, a ghost in the hills, a man of the night. The outlaws laugh, thinking him pray, but Jed's been watching from miles away. A campfire's glow, a careless track, one wrong move, there's no turning back. He knows the land, each twist and bend. The hunt's a game, and he'll see the end. Jed Parker's trail ain't what it seems. It twists and it turns like outlaw dreams. You think you're close, but you're far behind. 'Cause he's the hunter and you're blind. Jed Parker's trail, it cuts so deep through mountain winds and canyon sweet. Up on the ridge, the hawk takes flight, a warning sign in the dying light. Jed's eyes are sharp, his aim is true. The outlaws don't know what he's about to do. Jed Parker's trail, Jed Parker's trail, Jed Parker's trail, Jed Parker's trail.
Dust rolled like smoke when I rode into Pine Bluff town. Heat shimmered off the storefront glass like the world was setting down. Old timer eyed my saddle, spat and nodded toward the plains. Said, son, don't go chasing ghosts unless you're ready for their pain. They spoke about a pale white mare that no rope ever held. She ran like winter lightning through the mesquite and the shale. They said she carried secrets from men long dead and gone, and she'll run you through your memories till you ain't sure you belong. She's the mare with no brand, no master, no land. Wolves drumming like a coffin when it's lowered in the sand. If she lets you climb on, son, you best face what you've done, 'cause she'll run you toward redemption or the muzzle of a gun. I caught her by the river where the world grows thin at dusk. Her eyes were cold and knowing, like they measured out my trust. I swung quick into the saddle, she reared and tore the ground, and every lie I'd ever lived came screaming back out loud. Posse thundered behind me, iron spurs flashing red, for I'd left a trail of trouble and 2 brothers lying dead. But that mare tore through the darkness like she owned the blazing stars, and carried me toward judgment where a man can't hide his scars. She's the mare with no brand, but she slowed beside a canyon where the posse guns rang true. And I looked into her wild eyes, knew my running days were through. I slid down in the shadows, hands lifted to the sky, and that ghost mare vanished silent, like she never passed me by.
There's a shadow on the sunrise, thunder in the wind, people chasing pleasure, calling evil friend. Hearts grown cold and heavy, truth is just a game. They mock the voice of mercy and feel no shame. Know the Savior, but their hands are stained with lies. A hollow hallelujah while the righteous bleed and die. Why can't you see the sign? The sea and waves are roaring, the sky is cracked with warnings, but you dance while the fire climbs. Why can't you see the signs? The storm is at the doorway, and love's been trampled halfway to the end of time. They're both and full of pride. Persecution rising, nowhere left to hide. The faithful stand like oak trees, beaten by the storm, but still they whisper truth while the world's deformed. Evil men and imposters will grow worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Turn back while there's time. Don't trade the light for comfort. The wolves are dressed like shepherds, and you're running out of signs. Why can't you see the signs? The sea and waves are screaming. The earth has lost its meaning, but you drink the serpent's wine. Why can't you see the signs? The trumpet's almost blowing, and still you keep on going toward the end of
Lost my love, no place to go, just trying to roll with the flow. Lessons learned and bridges burned. Guess my love is unreturned. Thought I had it figured out, but I failed in that, no doubt. Took the fall and paid the price. Truth cuts deeper than a knife. I'm still standing in the ashes of the dreams we used to share, screaming into silence like you were never there. You said love would heal the broken, but mine just turned to stone. Now I'm chasing down the thunder. On this road I walk alone, and I don't talk, it just stares cold. Empty bed, no hand to hold. Every shadow wears your face, and I curse your name in every place. I screamed at God and hit the wall, broke down where no one saw. If pain's the price for loving you, then I paid it all, and then some too. I'm still standing in the ashes where your ghost comes back to play. Your silence is a sentence that I serve every day. You said love would heal the broken, but mine just turned to stone. So I drink the storm like whiskey, and I face this world alone.
He lit a candle with a shivering hand in a room no fire could warm. A letter laid across his knees as outside raged the storm. His breath was thin, his body frail,
but love was holding fast. He wrote to her, his only girl, a bridge back to the past. My dearest one, the letter said, I know I went astray. Life took me down a crooked road I never meant to stay. But though I missed your brightest years, my heart was always near. And now I send this last goodbye in ink and daddy's tears. And he whispered to the night, go find her, Max, my son. With a faithful wag, the journey had begun. Across the frozen alleys, under moon and sun, carrying the words of the Father come undone. Through the hunger, through the rain, through a world that turned away, he walked the path love made that day. His calls were raw, his belly bare, but still he'd pressed ahead. With every step he heard the call of the man who now lay dead. The paper tucked beneath his fur was more than just a plea. It was the soul of one who once was lost, about begging to be seen. And when he found her standing still, with years behind her eyes, she knelt beside that weathered hound and heard her father's cries. She read the lines of broken prose, the love, the shame, the grace, and saw the man she thought she lost reach out from time and space. Softly, thank you, Max, well done. A quiet bark, a setting of the sun. Not all who stray are meant to run. Some just lose their way, then come back home as one. Through the sorrow, through the pain, through the years they couldn't say, he walked the path love made that day. Now there's a candle in her window and a collar by her door, and a dog who found forgiveness where a man had failed before. Curtis Black was 8 years old the day he saw his daddy fall. A blaze of gunfire pierced the night as he heard his mama call. Curtis nursed the memory of that tragic night and kept it close to heart. Swore he would not let it rest until he'd done his part.
His mama told him, son, it just ain't worth your life to see another man lying on the ground just to watch him bleed. But Curtis grew up quiet with a storm behind his eyes. He learned to shoot, he learned to track, and how to smell alive. He carried scars like secrets and a name like a blade, waiting for the day he'd make the coward pay. He ain't looking for no glory, and he ain't out for fame, but justice lit a fire that he couldn't tame. With every step he hears that echo in the dark. The night his daddy died, still burning in his heart. Curtis Black don't sleep too well. He walks the line between heaven and hell. He followed whispers through the years, from Memphis down to Crete. Found the man behind the tribute, drunk and full of greed. Now he's sitting at a diner booth, gray hair and sunken eyes, while Curtis waits outside beneath the blood-red sky. His mama's porch still haunts him, saying, son, don't cross that line. But ghosts don't sleep and pain don't fade with time. He's got a choice to make and a prayer he never speaks as he steps into the doorway and the floorboards start to creak. The old man looked up slow, like he already knew, saw the eyes of Curtis Black and the years that he'd been through. No words were spoken, no chance to beg or run, just a promise kept that echo like the setting of the sun. He wasn't looking for redemption, he never asked for peace, just the silence that comes after when the echoes finally cease. He later got his ghost to rest, but he still walks alone. Curtis Black did what he swore, now the road's his own. Justice came on Boone Hill with a heart too numb to feel. You packed your suitcase in the middle of my prayer, left your coffee on the counter like you'd only change your hair, said you'll be better. When I'm gone you'll see doors slammed like a hammer, and drove that light through me. I hope you're happy with the mess you made. Hope the jokes will land easy when you curse
my name. Hope his hands feel steady while your past turns gray. I hope you're happy the way I ain't today. Your friends still come here, ask if I'm doing fine. I pour them cheap shots, tell them I don't cross your mind. But your jacket's on the chair where you used to sing along. I drink around that empty space till I almost hear your song. I hope you're happy with the mess you made. Hope the jokes will land easy when you curse my name. May your bed stay cold at dawn when his stories are unsure. May your mirror show the bruises that your sweet talk can't distort. If the truth ever hits you like your lies hit me, I hope it hurts enough to keep you company. I hope you're happy. You rolled up late, same truck, same light, boots on my porch, smoke in your eyes. You said you changed, swore you were clean, but I still smell every promise on your jeans. Not this time, I ain't falling for that grin. Not this time, you ain't talking your way in. Yeah, I burned your picture, left your boots out in the rain. You can knock all night. Not this time, not again. Trace my scars like you forgot who swung the door, who took the shots. You call me baby like it's a spell, but I learned your heaven felt a whole lot like hell. Go chase that road sign, go chase that bar stool light. Go find some other fool to save you from your fight. I poured your whiskey down the kitchen sink. Kept my backbone, kept my name, kept my drink. Not this time. Not this time. by the Bible, ash on your old dress. You said you'd keep me honest, I stayed a crooked mess. Dog's been howling since midnight, like it knows what I've done. Your side of the closet's empty, you finally chose to run. I've had enough of this bed built for blame. I've had enough of my voice saying your name. If the devil wants my story, I'll soon tell it to him, but I'm done begging for your mercy. I've had enough. Your note on the counter, coffee stained through my name. Said you love your poison more than you hate my pain. I laughed like it was nothing, then the quiet drew blood. Every lie I ever told you crawled up out of the mud. I've had enough of this bed built for blame. I've had enough of my voice saying your name. If the devil wants my story, I'll soon tell it to him, but I'm done begging for your mercy. I've had enough. Let the storm take the porch light, let the weeds eat this land. I'll bury our good times with my own two hands. I've had enough of this bed built for blame. I've had enough of my voice saying your name. If the devil wants my story, I'll soon tell it to him, but I'm done begging for your mercy. I've had enough. Yeah, I've had enough.
Some folks chase money. I just follow the sound of my boots.
Sunrise slid through a crack in the day. Didn't ask me to kneel, didn't ask me to pray. Just laid on my face like it's done all my life. Said, you're still breathing, son, you're still in the fight. Guitar's got a cough, strings rusted and bent. Like me and my luck and the money I spent. I learned how to lose, learned how to stay.
Learn how tomorrow don't come when you say. But I'm still walking home, humming my tune, talking to the stars, arguing with the moon. Every wrong turn knows the shape of my bones. Yeah, I'm still walking home. She loved me easy, she loved me true, loved me enough to let me loose. Said, you ain't bad, just hard to hold, like a story that changes every time it's told. Her goodbye hung in the screen door side, didn't curse my name, didn't ask me why. Just waved like she knew how the road behaves, gives you what you want, then takes what it gets. Yeah, I'm still walking home, slow but strong. Every mile's been humming this same old song. I don't knock anymore, I just roam, 'cause I'm still walking home. Preacher says, son, don't hurry your soul, heaven ain't a line at the end of the road. I left back then, thought I knew it all, turns out grace don't carry me crawl. It don't sound, it don't shine, just tax your shoulder when you're out of time. Says, sit right here, you paid your toll, now let the long road loosen your heart. Mama's voice rides the evening breeze, smells like coffee and old memories. That porch light hums in a minor key, like it's been waiting on just one me. I ain't the man I once claimed, but I ain't ashamed of the price I paid. Your truth's the only thing I own. I carry it life the rest of the way home. Yeah, I'm still walking home, heel to toe, got nothing to prove, got nowhere to go. If I fall where mercy roams. Yeah, I'm still walking home, still walking home, still walking home. Funny thing about home, that don't move, you just finally do.
Tire tracks fade in the rear view dust. One headlight out, but it's just enough. I got a busted cross hanging from the dash and a Bible that smells like smoking gas. And I'm never going home. That house is just a ghost in wood and stone. Every porch light's just a lie unknown. I'm gone, I'm never going home. this old blue shirt. Can't tell anymore what's mine, what's dirt. Sheriff's name burning on my phone, but the devil keeps saying, drive on, drive on. 'Cause I'm never going home. That house is just a ghost in a wood and stone. Every porch light's just a lie I've known. I'm gone, I'm never going home. If I see that mailbox, I might turn to salt. If I hear her voice, I'll drown in my own fault. So I keep this wheel between me and what I've done, chasing down the dark, running from the sun. I'm never going home.
Slammed that screen door, dust jumped off them boots, coffee on the counter and my pride in the living room. You said you just like your daddy. I laughed when I should have stayed. Those words hit like a bottle. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way. Didn't mean it that way. Didn't mean what I let slip. Was talking like a fool with whiskey on my lips. You heard I don't need you. I heard my heart break. Baby, I was trying to stay. I didn't mean it that way. Truck still in the driveway, but your perfume's gone. Your jacket on the chair feels like it's holding on. I replay that kitchen moment, every curse, every phrase, tongue sharp as a switchblade. I didn't mean it that way. If you're driving down that blacktop, hearing every word I said, know I'm sitting in the quiet, talking circles in my head. If you need a simple truth, more than a man and his mistakes, I love you more than my stubborn faith. I didn't mean it that way. If you're driving down that blacktop, hearing every word I said,
No, I'm sitting in the quiet, talking circles in my head. If you need a simple truth, more than a man and his mistakes, I love you more than my stubborn face. I didn't mean it that way.
You were standing in my doorway, bare feet on a hardwood floor, coffee in my old shirt, saying you can't do this anymore. Have your life in that suitcase, have your heart on the nightstand. You said you ain't gonna change, boy. I just stared at my own hands. I can't explain why I keep on chasing freedom till it runs you down the drain. I can't explain why a good woman's love ain't enough to break these chains. I swear I feel it in my veins, but I can't explain. Left your key on the counter, right beside my cigarettes. Took that picture off the fridge, said you'd had enough regrets. I watched dust in the window, floating through the morning light. Thought of every damn I'm sorry I only said in my own mind. I can't explain why I keep on chasing freedom till it runs you down the drain. I can't explain why a good woman's love ain't enough to break these chains. I swear I feel it in my veins, but I can't explain. Maybe it's my raising, maybe it's the road, maybe I'm just scared of what I can't control. If there's a reason for this wreckage, it won't ever call my name. All I got is this empty bed and that same old shame. I can't explain why I keep on chasing freedom till it runs you down the drain. I can't explain why a good woman's love ain't enough to break these chains. I swear I feel it in my veins, but I can't explain.
Empty pews and crooked frames, crosses leaning in the dark,
Bible open on that page, all red letters, broken heart. Coffee cup with lipstick ghosts, rocking chair that still complains, the talk out loud to empty rooms, like you just stepped away. Are you still there in the corners of this house, in the dust that fills the air? Are you still there in the thunder in my chest, in a silence I can't bear? Tell me, are you still there? Boots you never bothered to tie, still curled up by the back door, your Sunday dress on right now, like it's waiting on the Lord. Wind keeps rattling the same moose pain, keeps on calling out your name. I strike a match, the shadows jump, I swear I hear you say my name. That fills the air. Are you still there in the thunder in my chest, in a silence I can't bear? Tell me, are you still there? Brief, maybe it's this, maybe that's you breathing down my neck in this place. If I'm just mad, leave me my credit. I'd rather be crazy than know you're nowhere. While you still there corners of this house, on the cracked and leaning stairs, are you still there
They found him on a Sunday morn, radio low, coffee cold. One room, one chair, one picture, a flag folded sharp and old. Landlord said no kin to call, son, just a name on a rusted door. Boots by the bed worn smooth as river stone, like he'd walked that floor before. This old man never raised his voice, never asked to be known. Carried hell on his shoulders and set it down alone. No medals on his jacket, no stories for the barroom den. Yeah, the world kept spinning past him, but it kept spinning because of him. This old man, I was the only one at the graveside. County wind, borrowed suit. Preacher read a few saved verses, didn't know what truth could do. I went digging through courthouse papers, dusting years in every line. Found a younger face in black and white, with a look I recognized. This old man never took the bow, never counted what it cost, just stepped into the fire so somebody else wasn't lost. Robert Brave got all the headlines, and the loud ones wore the crown. Slipped back into the shadows when the smoke settled down. This old man, turns out he crossed a frozen river under 5 boots full of blood. Dragged boys out by their collars, prayed to God and kept moving on. Pulled medics from the wreckage, held the line till the dawn. He wrote his name in after action name, then the ink moved on. He never spoke of the screaming, never cursed the nights, just fed stray dogs and fixed old clocks and slept with the light. Maybe some wars don't ever end, they just change the land. Maybe the bravest thing he did was come home a quiet man. This old man
paid in years like these from this old man. So I folded that flag a second time, thin, shaking heart caved in. Let's get on his empty kitchen table where the light came thin. If heaven keeps a roll call, I reckon he walked right in. No applause, no angels shouting, just a nod that said, you did.
Black suit, black coffee, ash on my boots from last July. You said, son, you ain't ready. As you stared at that bruised red sky, there's a cross made of horseshoes, rusted through by time and rain. I've been kissing every bad decision like it might wash away the stain. This is my baptism of fire in a creek bed carved from gunpowder and wire. If I burn, then I burn. Leave my name in the briar. Lord, dump my soul in the smoke. This is my baptism of fire. Graveyard at the county line. Your Bible's torn, your flask is clean. You said grace is for the gentle, but you raised a child of gasoline. I've been praying with my headlights on a road that never ends. Every mile a little mercy, every sin comes back again. This is my baptism of fire in a creek bed carved from gunpowder and wire. If I burn, then I burn. Leave my name in the briar. Lord, dump my soul in the smoke. This is my baptism of fire. If the devil wants a dance, he can find me in the floodlight dust. I'll be waiting in the judgment with a matchbox full of trust. This is my baptism of baptism of fire in a creek bed carved from gunpowder and wire. If I burn, then I burn. Leave my name in the briar. Lord, dump my soul in the smoke. This is my baptism of fire. Blood on my hands, mud on my name. Mama's picture face down in a cracked gold frame. Her old Bible, dust on every page. Can't find a prayer that'll cage this rage. I have sinned, Lord, I have sinned. Every road I walk runs back to where I've been. Lights in the mirror, blue and red ghost eyes. Ain't just a sheriff that I try to outright. Wedding band on my finger feels heavy as a chain. Even when I'm smiling, I taste your name. I have sinned, Lord, I have sinned. Every road I walk runs back to where I've been. I broke your heart, then I broke my word again. I have sinned, God, I have sinned. If I lay this burden at the foot of your door, will you wash these hands that keep reaching for more? If you're still listening to a man like me, send one small mercy, or just set me free. I have sinned, Lord, I have sinned. Every road I walk runs back to where I've been. If there's a grave for the kind of man I am, carved in stone, I have sinned.
You swore you'd quit running, said you'd lay your boots down, hung your hat in my kitchen, then slipped back out of town. You left your pack of matches on my cracked old stove, like you're meant to burn the past, but you just watched it glow. Too hard to believe what comes out your mouth, sweet as summer whiskey, cuts like winter drought. You paint us a heaven, you're gone by 3. You say you can change, that's too hard to believe. You call me past midnight, voice soft, half slurred. Say you parked at the churchyard, counting every wasted word. You talk about forever like it's waiting at my door, but I've heard that same story from your shadow on the floor. Too hard to believe what comes out your mouth, sweet as summer whiskey, cuts like winter drought. You paint us a heaven, then you're gone by 3. You say you can change, that's too hard to believe.
same to me. Too hard to believe every vow you breathe, soft as Sunday morning, cold as Christmas Eve. You keep drawing that future where you never leave, but loving you honest, it's just too hard to believe.
Your cheating heart is killing me. Can't remember a time while I've been free. Lord, what I give for just one night of freedom from this misery. Counting cracks in the ceiling in the afterglow. Every promise you tore apart leaves another scar on my broken heart. Outside praying, time walking away, but your memory begged me to stay. Every road just circles back to tears on my sleeve and whiskey blight. Your cheating heart won't living rest, keeps pounding holes in what's left. I'd trade tomorrow and all my pride just to lay down once without your lights. Someday soon, when this pain must die, you'll hear my name in the good night cry. You'll know then, from the very start, the consequences of a cheating home.
gravel road, dead corn, cross on a fence post, leaning warm. Sunday soup smells like smoke, Bible pages yellow, edges broke. Why me, Lord? What did I do this time? You keep taking what little I can't afford, and you won't give back what's mine. If there's a mercy I ain't seen before, open that rusted heaven door, or turn your face away and just ignore. Why me, Lord? Mama's stone, cracked white, name washed thin by the rain last night. Preacher says your ways are kind, but he ain't read what's left in my mind. Why me, Lord? What did I do this time? You keep taking what little I can't afford, and you won't give back what's mine. If there's a mercy I ain't seen before, open that rusted heaven door, call my question in the chapel floor. Why me? If this is love, it feels like leaving. If this is grace, it cuts too deep. I'm on my knees, but I ain't believing. Just talking to the dark that doesn't sleep. Why me, Lord? What did I do this time? You keep taking what little I can't afford, you won't give back what's mine. If there's an answer in that blood-red sky, spell it in crows as they circle high. Till then I'll haunt this pew and cry. Why me, Lord? Why me?